Welcome race fans back to Flashracing Cup Series Season 3. And in today's race, we are at the Darlington Raceway for the Flashracing Cup Series Throwback event. And this year, it's going to be the Super Pac-Man 400 here at Darlington Raceway, the official throwback race. Throwback diecasts are out, the most exciting time of the year for paint schemes. And my, folks, the championship picture is getting more and more broad in the last 3 races. As, of course, you had your top 5. And, of course, the best of the top 5, the 2 best drivers of the year, Philip Torres and Kyle Larson, continue to trade punches up in the points. So it's going to be a really exciting day to see how much those 2 are going to go put things in perspective for the fans to see how good these drivers are and how capable of a championship they truly are. And they want to prove that today in this race. But let's take a look at the field. A bunch of brand new race cars that have never been run before. The Throwbacks diecast that have never been run. And of course, we're going to take a look at who's up front. We got Alex Bowman in the number 48 Ally, throwback to his crew chief's late model. It's really exciting right there. You have Nico Racer still subbing in for Denny Hamlin. And of course, Chase Briscoe higher than usual. Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney higher than usual. And of course, you have the usual suspects, the number 46 and the number 5. And if you look out throughout the field, not only are you going to see some beautiful looking throwbacks, but you're also going to see some of the greatest moments of the year for some of these teams. Look at, for instance, let's look at Michael McDowell. Look at him. He is way up there in today's race. Way higher than usual for Michael McDowell. It's going to be a really exciting day to see if he can prove something today in the Darlington Super Pac-Man 400. Driving a Bill Elliott throwback. A better throwback than Chase Elliott, believe it or not. A better Elliott family throwback, that is, as we have the Alan Kawicki machine for the number 9. But my goodness, folks, check this out. We're going to look out throughout the field. Alex Ross is starting out back due to practice issues. And I also had problems qualifying the car. The car kept spinning out. So they're going to have some issues to kind of work through today. Hopefully it'll get better as the day goes on. And of course, you got to look at this. The number 94 starting really deep in that Dunkin' Donuts Chevrolet. Still trying to break a long winless streak. It continues into today's race. So he's going to be looking for a way to go out and win today's Southern 400. It's going to be really exciting to see that. Of course, you got some returning chassis. Cole Custer bringing back the Tony Stewart throwback, which was ran by Daniel Suarez in the Richmond race in Season 1. That paint scheme wrap is going to be back for Cole Custer, driving the number 41 car. You know, you got a couple cars out here without throwbacks, but nonetheless, it is still a beautiful looking field of cars. And of course, the usual suspects fighting for the front. And of course, you got the sub-driver, Nico Racer, stunning us all with a second place run and qualifying. And Alex Bowman, who won your race. He is your race winner from the last event at the Pocono Raceway. He held off that number 94 car to go out and get his second win. Will he be going for a third in that Allied Throwback Chevrolet? We will have to find out today, folks. But man, it's going to be really exciting. We're going to have new faces and new places for Season 4. And of course, in this race, new faces up front. You wouldn't believe it. Michael McDowell, Chris Buescher. Man, you would not believe. Eric Amarola is a little bit higher than usual. What a bunch of great stories out here to follow. But will the field finish the same? It's certainly not a guarantee in the Flashracing Cup Series. Names get shuffled around left and right. And for the throwback event, the Super Pac-Man 400, it's going to be no different. We have 3 races left in the season. And of course, after this race, Charlotte and Godzilla. So this is going to be really exciting. Who will win? This is a crown jewel race. The Southern 400 is a crown jewel in the Flashracing Cup Series. And in Season 3, it is no different. And it's going to soon be time to see which driver takes this win. A crown jewel. And it's going to be really exciting. Your defending winner is Philip Torres. He won here in Season 2 to lock himself into the next round of the playoffs. So, will he win today? If he wins, he's going to get 10 points and continue to shoot up the rankings. And he's going to really be high up there and competing for a championship with Kyle Larson. But those are still your best drivers. Believe it or not, sitting pretty in second place is that number 94 So that's going to be really exciting. At number 94, second place in points. All he would need is a win to be up there with Philip Torres, if not pass him for the championship lead. Yes, believe it or not, a driver with only a single win still has a chance at a championship. And of course, without further ado, now that we've got our biggest stories out of the way for the championship picture, it's time to get the field rundown here for the Flashracing Cup Series. And of course, check out that beautiful Cale Yarborough race car. That car is going to be the pace car for today's event. So without further ado, it is time to go down the starting lineup. Alright, here's your starting lineup for the Super Pac-Man 400. We're going to go down the lineup today. Of course, you have Alex Bowman and Nico Racer, Chase Elliott and Chase Briscoe, Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson and Philip Torres, Martin Truex Jr. and Michael McDowell, Chris Buescher and William Byron, Bubba Wallace, and of course, Eric Almirola in the most beautiful throwback in the entire field, a Mark Martin tribute. Of course, you have Christopher Bell in the number 20. You have Joey Logano in the 22. And of course, you have Kevin Harvick and Austin Dillon, Daniel Suarez and Eric Jones, Flash Racer, Cole Custer. You have Brad Keselowski, and of course, you have Matt DiBenedetto, Ross Chastain, Izzy B, Kurt Busch, Simon Torres, Jessica Monet making her first start for Gaunt Brothers Racing this season. She'll finish the season off driving the car number 96. And Ryan Preece, Corey LaJoie and Keelan Harvick, Ryan Newman and Tyler Reddick, BJ McLeod and JJ Yaley, Garrett Smithley and Anthony Alfredo, and starting out back is Alex Ross. Without further ado, it's almost time to go championship racing for these last three races, and today it's going to begin with the Super Pac-Man Southern 400 here at Darlington Raceway. We got a new configured part of the racetrack, something brand new this season for Darlington. We didn't do this last year. Coming in and out of turn 2, all of turn 2 is paved. Brand new pavement has been run down on this racetrack. And my goodness, is it going to be exciting to see which teams adapt to this really well. Of course, last year, this part of the track was not paved. But the folks at Darlington Raceway decided to pave over that and create a new asphalt texture for Season 3 on Turn 2 at Darlington Raceway. So it's going to be really exciting. Which teams will adapt? This is something that was kind of a concern in practice of cars getting loose coming off of that turn. But in today's race, it's race day. It's time to see which drivers will be getting through there. And of course, surviving this race, it's going to be really exciting to see which driver can do that. But more than likely, our championship favorites will be contending for this win nonetheless. We got drivers looking for their first wins, some looking for their first championship going into these three races, and it's going to be time to see which drivers are going to be competing for what they need. So without further ado, it's time for the pre-race ceremonies to begin before the Super Pac-Man 400. Alright folks, now that the pre-race ceremonies are over and the engines are fired up, it is going to be almost time to set these cars ready to go green. And of course, before we get started, the racing rules package has remained the same. Whatever number your spinner lands on, and how aggressive your driver gets, that'll dictate how the drivers will race. But the boxes and spaces have been pretty simple. You land on a number, you go that far on a track, it's done off camera, in case you guys did not know if you're a new fan coming into the Flashracing Cup Series. But there's one thing we should know. Darlington Raceway is a racetrack that all drivers would like to win at. It's a crown jewel. This is a race that would pop up on a resume for these drivers, and it would attract sponsors, fans, and all corporate entities alike. This is a big deal, this race. And of course, drivers race with heavy hearts every single race. But more than ever, Flash Racer, is going to try to go out there and win. He's trying to break a winless streak. Of course, you got Philip Torres going to try to win this race to continue his championship streak. Kyle Larson, just a lot of great things. Chase Elliott, believe it or not, is up there competing for the championship, and today will be no different. You got a sub-driver outperforming the driver that ran this car for the majority of the season, Denny Hamlin. So without further ado, folks, it's time to get these cars cleared from the racetrack so we can continue to use our basic racing rules package. And at Darlington, this is one of the very few tracks in the Flashracing Cup Series that are cardboard made, and of course, for the diecast, that is, and it's going to be really exciting. This is a unique track. There's no other track out there with a surface like this. This is a great racing surface, great racing for years. One of the older tracks in the Flashracing Cup Series. So without further ado, it's time to get these cars cleared from the racetrack so we can do our basic racing rules package and get ready to go green here for the Super Pac-Man Southern 400 here at the Darlington Raceway.